Greetings! Today I want to show you how to play a Scandinavian board game called Daldos. So, the basic concept of this is one team has boarded another team's ship and they fight it out until one team is wiped out. This game basically plays like Sorry, but people get unalived. So the actual board is comprised of 3 rows, 2 rows of 16 on the outer, and then 1 row of 17 in the center. You play with 2 4-sided dice in order to determine how far you move. So to start the game, both players roll dice and take turns until somebody rolls a 1 first. Now, when a player rolls a 1, that means they can activate their very first player, or doll as it's called, and they get to move 1 space. Now, every team moves back to front. So, the red team goes this way, the black team goes this way. Each team takes turns moving. However, after a piece has moved off of their home row, they no longer return to the home row. So, this means once this player is here, they move all the way up to the bow, and they move through the enemy players. Back around, only through these 2 rows. Same thing for the black team. They move back up the front, and then through the enemy side. Now, the 4-sided dice determines how many spaces you can move. Every time a player rolls a 1, they can either activate or doll a new player, which means they get woken up and they move forward 1. Or you can take a piece that's already in play and move it 1 space. For an example, I roll a 1 or a 3, I decide to activate my player, and then I can move my active piece 1, 2, 3 spaces so that I end up here. If a player rolls doubles, they get to go again. So I roll a 2 and a 2, I can either decide to move 2 spaces and 2 spaces with either 2 different pieces, or I can move a total of 4 spaces. And then I can move again. Now to capture pieces, you have to roll a number the same amount of spaces in between. So for example, in order to capture this piece, I have to roll a 3. So I go 1, 2, 3, I remove the enemy piece and put it in jail or graveyard and take up that space. However, you cannot move through your own pieces. So let's take this an example. I roll a 2 and a 3, and I have no more pieces that I can doll. I cannot move this piece. If I decide to roll a 5, that lands me here, but I still cannot move through this piece, and I cannot land on this piece. So if I roll a 3 and a 2, my only option is to move a 2, because if I roll 3, I am immediately on top of this piece, and I can't move there. Or if I go 5, I'm on this space, which I can't move, because 1, I can't move through this space, and I can't move through this space. So that limits the options. It is very possible for a player to be unable to make any moves. However, you can jump through and capture multiple of the enemy pieces. So, let's say I'm over here and I am really lucky. I have rolled 2 2s. This means from here I can move 1, 2, I capture this piece, land there, then I can move 2 again. 1, 2, capture this piece. Put that buddy in the graveyard. Now, since I rolled a double, I can roll again. And I roll a 3 and a 2. So I'm going to move 1, 2, capture this piece, and then I take my 3, 1, 2, 3, capture this piece. Now, it may look devastating at the first place, but usually the first round is where the most damage is dealt on both teams. As the game progresses, there will be fewer and fewer pieces on the board, which means it takes longer to capture the pieces around you. The game is over when all except one of the enemy's piece has been taken. The enemy will have lost. You can choose to continue on until all player pieces have been removed, but that can take a while. So, I will take some time to demonstrate a few turns so that you can see how the game moves. With both teams prepared, we get to decide who goes first. So, I'm going to roll for the red team. A 2 and a 3. I cannot move, so now it's the black team's turn. A 2 and a 3. Once again, I cannot move, so it is now the red team's turn. A 4 and a 2. Now, for the sake of time, I'm going to pretend that the red team rolled a 1 and a 3. So, because of this, I can activate one of my players and move forward 1 space. Then I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, and that is the end of my turn. Black team has rolled a 1 and a 4, so they get to activate a piece and move it 1. Then they can move 1, 2, 3, and 4. I was able to skip over this piece because it is not my team. Now it is the red team's turn. I rolled a 1 and a 4. I am actually going to move 1 in order to capture this piece. That piece goes in the graveyard. Then, to continue my turn, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now it is the black team's turn. A 4 and a 3, so they cannot do anything. It is the red team's turn again. A 2 and a 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Keep in mind, you can move as both a 3 and a 2, or a total of 5, or just 3 and just 2. It's up to you how you want to play the strategy. The black team's turn. 2 and a 1, so I'm going to activate a piece. 1, 2. Red team's turn. A 3 and a 3, so I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. I'm going to capture that piece, put him in the graveyard. Now, red player has rolled doubles, so they're going to play again. A 3 and a 4. 1, 2, 3. That piece goes in the graveyard. Then, 1, 2, 3, 4. That piece goes in the graveyard. Now, the black team gets to go. A 2 and a 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Doubles, so the black team gets to roll again. A 1 and a 4. I'm going to activate a player and move it forward 1. I'm going to take this player, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The red team again. A 1 and a 4. I'm going to activate a player. Then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Black team's turn. A 1 and a 2. I'm going to move 1, 2, and 3 because I want to get closer to this side. Red team's turn. A 1 and a 1. I'm going to take 1, move it forward, capture this piece, and I'm going to activate another piece. Now, when the red team gets over here, they move back around all the way to the bow, then they move back through the black home row. They no longer go to the red home row. And that is pretty much how the game is played. It's very simple once you get the hang of how the rules work. There are even ways where you can calculate the odds and percentage of what the dice rolls and what you move. So, you can kind of do a very calculated strategy as to where you move the players and what pieces you'd like to capture. So I hope you enjoyed this quick demonstration. I have these wood boards available at my shop, so you can check down the link down below. It's odinsbeadhall.com if you would like to try out one of your sets and looking for something new to play with. And that will do it from me. Be sure to check out all of my social media links down below to follow me around to see what other shenanigans I am up to. And thank you all so much for joining me. And of course, if there's anything I need to be trying out right now, feel free to let me know down below, and I will see you next time.